So, what if you can't? What if you can't do anything you want to do? I'm just toying with this idea. Don't jump my shit. What if you know how they say you can do anything you want? You can do anything you want. Anything. Be anything you want. What if you can't? What if you straight up cannot do whatever you want? What if you can only do one thing? One thing. That one thing is up to you. If you want to say it's predetermined, if you want to say it's not, is irrelevant. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm getting at. When you make a decision to do something, what most people don't realize is that the word decision means to cut out. I think of an incision. You cut into, incision, cut into, decision, you cut off, cut out. When you make a decision for something to happen, which is why gurus and all these people that I hear talk about say you have to write something down for it to become a reality, is because when you write something down and make a decision and focus on that, and you well, that's the best word to use, you make a decision for that thing to happen, you can't do anything else, but you are literally cutting off all the other options. You're deciding for this thing to happen, meaning this is the only thing that can happen, meaning you can't do anything. I mean, you can't do everything. You can only do that thing. If you want to do it well, at least, or if you want it to happen 100%. Because when you make a decision, that's all that can happen. My history is failing me, but I think it was Napoleon who landed somewhere, and what he did was he turned to his troops and he said, burn the boats. Burn the goddamn boats. Burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them, burn them. Why? Why did he burn them? He burned them because if he didn't, the troops would have known, okay, we have two options. Either we can go forward and win these battles and conquer, or we fail, turn around and defeat, and head home with our tails between our legs. But homeboy says, burn the boats. He made a decision. He literally cut off their return route home. Literally decided. Cut off his return route home, burn the boats. So now, what was their only choice? Forward. Or death. What do you think happened? Think they won, think they lost? Well, they won. And he conquered a whole bunch of other shit after that. But that's the point. And the point is, we have to be unwavering, and I'm starting to learn this a lot now. Before I wanted to do everything. I wanted to go to different places. I wanted to do all these different things. And I could, but nothing was really solidifying. Nothing is really coming together quite like I had imagined it, because I hadn't made a clear decision. Nothing in my life was cut out. Everything was balls. Yes, I wasn't making a decision. I wasn't cutting out everything else in my life so that I gave this a chance to manifest. If you watch one of my other videos, The Law of Vibration, on the Hermetic philosophy, I talked about the split. Damn it, the split. On quantum physics, where the physicist looked at the particle and it collapsed into, or he looked at the wavelength and it collapsed into a particle. Basically, I talked about the consciousness collapsed the waveform into something that was real. Like literally looked at something, and because their attention was on it, it solidified into reality. Looked away and it went back into the waveform, back into potential. So decision works the same way, as above, so below, law of correspondence. You guys gotta watch these Hermetic ones. I'm telling you, they're gold. Basically, when you make that decision and you cut everything else out, you put all your physical energy, your emotional energy, which is incredibly powerful, your spiritual energy, which is probably even more powerful, it's closer to home. You put all these things into the choice, giving the choice that much more momentum, that much more power, that much more of a chance to consolidate into the real world. Instead of saying, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do this. Every time you look away from the thing over here, just like that experiment, whenever you look away, that thing over here turns back into the waveform. It's no longer getting attention. It's starting immediately. As soon as you take your attention off of something, it starts dissolving into the ether. It happens even in the real world. Think of like relationships. If you stop giving energy into a relationship and your attention is elsewhere, you start to lose that connection. Right? That happens with your choices. When you are not making a solidified decision on something and you constantly looking around, sure, the thing you look at now that you really want to do, you're giving it attention consolidation, but then you look away and you want to do this thing, then that loses it and this one starts to go, and there's nothing wrong with that. Of course there's nothing wrong with that, because we're here to experience as much as we can all the beautiful things this world has to offer. But if there comes a time, like it is in my life right now, when you are starting to realize why the hell isn't anything consolidating as much as I want, you gotta head back to the drawing board and go, oh shit, I want all these things, but I haven't necessarily made a decision for any of them to happen. I'm just happy experiencing them all. And so of course, because I'm broadcasting that energy out into the world just keeps shooting me all these different opportunities to experience all these beautiful things. But now I'm saying, okay, thank you for all the opportunity to experience all these beautiful fucking things, but now I would like to have something really solidified. Now I'd like something really to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And within a matter of a week, I've started to see some substantial movements, some substantial consolidations, you know what I'm saying? And it's pretty amazing, and it's pretty simple. It's not simple, but it's very observable when you are aware, when you pay attention, when you are able to focus up a little bit, which people like me and you, I'm sure if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're one of those people that are just like, shiny object syndrome, oh my god, everything's so amazing, I love everything, oh, you know what I'm saying? Which is, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. We just gotta learn, people like you and I, we gotta learn when or how to go about that the right way. We gotta figure out, well, what do I really want? And make the decision so that I cut out everything else, for now, cut out everything else, so that that choice can be manifested. I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you're all well. Welcome home.